It's called street epistemology.
Okay.
It's like a Socratic method style. It's friendly. We're not trying to argue from an alternate perspective. We want to try to hear you out and understand your position by asking mainly questions. And if you're cool with it, ask more challenging questions later on if you're interested. But it's mainly seeking to understand and helping people reflect on whatever they believe and why.
Okay. Is there an ideological bent underneath all of it?
Critical thinking.
Critical thinking, yeah.
That's the ideology?
That is our ideology, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
independent of any religion or anything else.
Sure. Okay, I mean, I'm interested. You want to interview me?
I do, yeah.
Is this going to be used as part of a podcast or
Live
something?
streaming.
Oh, you're live streaming?
Yeah, we are live. I have a YouTube channel. He has a YouTube channel.
Since you walked in here, you're on.
Oh, I've been on this whole time. Cool.
No, over there
Yeah.
you were. We could hear you, but we couldn't see you.
Understood.
Yeah.
Yeah, once I got in front of the camera. Oh, and there's me with a little bit of a delay.
Oh, yeah, there's
Sweet. All right,
that's all
well,
it
I
looks.
better sit up straight if I'm on camera.
There's only like 8 people watching, so it's not a big deal. When I put on headphones, it's a little bit easier to hear
Sure.
ourselves, each other.
This is exciting. Holy cow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, welcome. Let me adjust this. Cool. So, do you come to the park often?
Yeah. I live nearby. It's a nice place to take a stroll.
Yeah, I love this place.
Yeah.
Super nice. Oh my gosh, someone's on a powerboat. Okay. And, yeah, well, want to talk about any particular topic you saw over there, or really anything you want to chat about? It's not so much about what, but why.
The why.
Yeah.
Well, just out of curiosity, first of all, what's that logo on your shirt?
This is from a YouTube channel called CGP Grey. Have you seen that logo and YouTube channel before?
Well, no, it's similar to the Bethesda logo.
Oh yeah, a little bit, yeah.
So, and then I thought maybe that was a potion inside the Bethesda logo. I assumed you were into alchemy and Skyrim or something.
No, it's another kind of, I don't know how to describe his YouTube channel, but it's more just inquiry, investigation, whatever it is interesting to the person who runs a channel, and knowledge as well.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Cool.
Could I get your first name?
My name is Paul.
Cool. My name is Reed. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Reed.
Yeah. So anything else to explain about what I'm doing here? Want to pick a topic and then chat about it for a few minutes?
I don't have a strong topic in terms of preference. I'm just sort of more interested in your general approach here. Is there anything that you guys want to talk about?
Yeah. The vaccine hesitancy.
Okay.
Or anything political, any political policy.
Yeah, I'm interested in all that. I think vaccines and vaccine hesitancy is top of mind for a lot of people these days. That might be an interesting thing to get into.
Definitely, we could chat about that.
Yeah.
And I guess a relevant question there is is the vaccine worth taking?
The science seems to indicate that it is, and the numbers seem to bear that out.
Okay. And I got a little confidence scale if all the way to the right is absolutely yes. The current set of vaccines we have are worth taking, one of them, for most people, or absolutely no, that's not the case, or I'm not sure in between. Where is your current confidence about that?
Probably, so the darker gray is absolutely yes. I would say probably about here. I mean, nothing's 100%, but...
Yeah. Very close to the top there?
Yes.
All right. And yeah, we'll just get into some reasons and I'll hear you out and ask questions about it.
Sure.
What is the main reason for you to be at that level of confidence?
That just seems to, all of the science indicates that it's as safe as any vaccine can be expected to be, and effective at preventing severe cases of COVID-19, and in most cases preventing infection completely.
Okay, it prevents people from getting the disease, and it helps people, whoever get it, not as severe type of symptoms and that type of thing.
That's my understanding. All right.
It's good for safety.
That's correct.
All right. Another kind of scale is this is interesting. What's the safest vaccine? We'll just say, if in general, abstractly, the safest vaccine possible is you're cured within 24 hours. The worst vaccine is you die within 24 hours. Where is the current vaccine for COVID?
Well, you've set up a dichotomy between either end of the scale that doesn't exist. Vaccines don't cure people, they prevent infection. So there's no such thing as a vaccine that cures you in 24 hours. I'm also not aware of, obviously some vaccines have had side effects in the past and have been severe, but I'm also not aware of any vaccine that kills you within 24 hours. So I'm not sure where I would put the COVID vaccine on that scale, considering that the two ends of it are sort of fantastical to me.
Yeah, it's just a very objective, obvious place to be, to set the scale, and then we can measure. I'm trying to measure how safe or dangerous this vaccine is compared to other vaccines. Just to get a general sense.
My understanding is that the scientific results indicate there's not a significant difference in the safety of this vaccine compared to any other vaccine that we usually take in this society. Now, the difference with the COVID-19 vaccine is that it hasn't had as long a trial period as many vaccines. So I can understand why that would cause some concern, but at the same time, there's no evidence that there are any significant safety risks with it that I'm aware of.
There's no current evidence of any safety risks for the current set of...
Well, no, that's an extreme statement, and it's not true, because of course there's cases, statistically insignificant cases of either breakthrough infections for people who have had the vaccine or side effects for people who have had the vaccine. But I don't know that it's any more severe than, I think it's within acceptable margins for us to take a vaccine.
Statistically insignificant, the benefits completely outweigh any type of statistically insignificant cost.
That's correct. That's my understanding. Yeah.
On a population level.
Yes.
So individuals should feel perfectly safe to get a vaccine.
Well, I think that being vaccinated right now is a lot safer than being unvaccinated, and the numbers of COVID hospitalizations and deaths in states where there's not a lot of vaccine acceptance kind of speak for themselves on that point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, abstractly, we would expect, people in a certain state, they have different policies to have different results in terms of vaccination and their hospitalization and death rates.
Yes.
What's the best example of these disparate sets of data that give a real clear sign that the vaccine is helpful?
Well, now we're getting into an area that would require me to thoroughly answer it, to have a folder of evidence with me, like I was preparing for a debate or something, and I don't. I think one of the most recent ones I heard about was Florida is having extremely high rates of cases, and DeSantis is trying to blame it on immigrants, which is a drastic oversimplification and probably total BS. My home state, Alaska, is experiencing pretty significant spikes in hospitalizations, and this one I'm pretty familiar with because a family member works in epidemiology for the state and tracks those numbers, and it's pretty bad up there right now. And I know that in a lot of states, again, this is a sense I've gathered from a few weeks of sort of following headlines. I don't have the evidence binder with me. But my understanding is that in a lot of states where there hasn't been as much vaccination, hospitals are closing down and turning people away. That's starting to happen in Alaska.
Cool, yeah.
I don't think it's cool. I think it sucks.
Oh, well, yeah.
Just playing.
Yeah, it does. I went on a cruise to Alaska about 4 or 5 years ago. Loved Alaska.
Yeah, it's the best. Everybody should see it before it melts.
Before it melts, yeah. All right, so we can, I think I've understood your reasons. Any other main reasons besides the safety part of it?
Well, yeah. Kind of. This is technically under the same heading of safety, but that we're still in, a global crisis, and vaccination numbers are the way to get through it quicker. So that's the other reason.
Yeah, if everyone is healthy and safe, we're likely to get through the part where, the other general side effects like the economy and other, can't go to movie theaters and everything is getting shut down. That would be remedied.
As far as that goes with, closing stuff down and concerns about the economy, you can try different policies in different states, and people have, but at the end of the day, if a significant percentage of the population is afraid of the virus, the economy is going to feel it because people aren't going to spend money the same way. So trying to fix the economy without dealing with the pandemic, in my opinion, is putting the cart before the horse.
Gotcha. All right. Cool. Well, thank you so much for the chat. I think I understand where you're coming from. Any questions for me? Anything else to chat about for this?
Are you associated with JPL?
No, just a fan.
Oh,
I
right
went
on.
to an open house I think a couple years ago, and they had a hat, so I got a hat.
Sweet. Yeah, no, that's cool. There was one other thing that I wanted to say, I think, while we were on the topic, but now I'm having trouble remembering what it was.
Sure.
Yeah, okay, I'm not going to tie up your airtime trying to remember it. Yeah, no, that's great. I think that's everything.
No worries. Cool.
Yeah.
All right, thanks. We'll also try to be here 12 to 4 on Sundays. If you see us again
Just drop
walking
in
around,
and say hello.
feel free to say hello, and we'll maybe pick something else.
Oh, I remember what else I was going to say. No. The other thing, the one caveat that I would say, based on everything I just said, is that even if America did get completely vaccinated, if everybody changed their minds, which probably won't happen, and we had like over 90% vaccination or something, it's not clear to me that would actually help. It would certainly stall the pandemic here, but so many places in the world have no access to vaccines, and COVID is just raging through those populations and mutating. It seems likely, just because this is what viruses do, they evolve and get smarter and figure things out, that there will probably be a variant that is vaccine resistant eventually, and I don't think we can do anything to stop that. The Lambda variant is a variant of interest that looks like it might already be. So for now, the vaccine seems like the best option, but we'll see what the virus does. So far it's been kicking our asses every step of the way. It's been outrunning the human race's ability to contain and control it, and see no reason to think that it's ever going to stop doing that. So probably will be in this little dance for at least a couple more years.
Yeah, so it seems to be like a global coordination problem if we want to actually tamp it down completely.
Yeah, it may be too widespread and too big to control. But also, people are like, oh, when's it going to go back to normal? When's it going to go back to normal? And it's not, because even if we knock out the pandemic, we have worsening climate change, and a huge percentage of our country has been completely misled by misinformation, and of course the economy's in the toilet. So we're probably going to have to deal with a couple decades of turmoil before we have any hope of achieving any kind of balance again. So I don't know, I guess everybody should be kind to each other and try to love each other as much as possible and get through this. And I would say probably get vaccinated too.
Awesome.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Yeah, on that note, have a great day.
Yeah, that was fun.
That's cool.
Thanks.
Thank you. See you.